At the top of the bulletin board here, we can see posters that were made by groups. They each had a different topic of study, and then they had to teach their classmates what they learned. This group studied the French and Indian War. This group studied pioneer daily life in Michigan. They used the posters to help with their presentations. And then moving over to the far left side of the board, our unit began with the section on Native Americans, a small mini unit. We made four folds, kind of like museum did you know flip charts. So on the top they wrote down questions about their particular area of study, and then on the inside they have an illustration and an answer. And the students got to choose which things they thought were important and what they might like to see if they were walking through a museum. And then we did the same thing with our settlers. The settlers consisted of French voyagers, French missionaries. Here you can see someone decided to write about what they ate, what the pioneers may have eaten. And on these you can see a lot more coloring and a lot more detail in the writing, so you can tell that they were starting to become more comfortable with what they were doing. And then also during this time we did two folds where we compared and contrasted Native Americans with the settlers. Here's an example of a two-fold. This one was actually pioneer school versus modern school today. And then moving on to our third mini unit, which was on interactions. This is a comic strip that the students made about the attack at Fort Michilimack. Here's another two-fold comparing Native American school to pioneer school. And another comic strip. The comic strips were really a way to prepare the kids for the big timeline that we were going to make at the end of the unit, as a way to get them thinking about chronological sequencing. And then we did a larger timeline during our statehood unit. This one has 8 different boxes. And we also have an actual timeline for the Michigan decade, which was the 1830s. Here's the steps to statehood and the 8 different steps that Michigan had to accomplish in order to become a state. We read some articles and did some research, and together as a class we came up with these 8 captions. The students thought that these were the most important things. And this bulletin board just kind of evolved as the class went on, and it really turned out great.